What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to part 2 of questions and answers on narcissism. I apologize the way part 1 ended. I had set my duration for 10 minutes and I thought that I'll be able to make it even out smoothly. But I hope I was able to answer any questions. So I'm back with part 2 and I'm going to go ahead on and start off with a few more questions. I made the duration for this video a little bit longer, so I hope I can fit in a lot of the questions that people need answered on narcissism. And again, I'm reading from a Quora website, a website used for answers and questions for just about anything. And again, a lot of my traffic is about narcissism. So there's a lot of questions on narcissism that goes back to the beginning of this year, and I'm really just now beginning to answer the questions because I think I had disabled my app on my phone. My phone started acting all crazy and I had to get a new phone. So I'm gonna continue. This is the first question, submitted by William Francis Morella. How satisfying is it to have your body admired or complimented? That doesn't have anything to do with narcissism, so I'm moving on to the next question. And it's submitted by Noah Harrison. Why was the ExxonMobil refinery in Baton Rouge placed so close to the city's downtown area? I don't know why this was put under the narcissism questions. But anyway, I live in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And yes, we have a lot of plants or refineries, chemical plants near the city, like near the inner city. And I take an issue to that. Although this is off the subject for a second, a year ago I was supposed to have been, I started on a documentary on the Exxon refinery being so close to the city and the chemicals, and I just never finished up on it, but I'm going to continue that this year. Before this year's out, I will have a documentary on the chemical plants. So I'm glad somebody did send that question, although I'm reading about narcissism questions today. So moving on to, let's skim through these questions. A lot of this doesn't have anything to do with narcissism. We're wasting time. Okay. This is submitted on April 29th by someone who remains anonymous. Is it smart to share your dislike of a narcissist? The next question is, let me see. Trevor has asked a lot of questions. I'm moving on to someone else. Wayne Filkins. They asked this question on May 4th. Is it worth being a narcissist if it leads to being rich and successful? It's never worth being a narcissist. If you have to become successful by manipulating, lying, and hurting people, then it wasn't worth it. So no, that I'm going to answer that real quick. No, it's not worth being a narcissist if you have to lie, cheat, and steal to get it. You should want to become successful, by doing things the right way. Because, where's the pride in that? How do one becomes prideful by doing things in a way that they had to cheat to get there? But then we are talking about a narcissist, and they are very prideful. They lie, they pretend to be who they're not. And so I hope that answered the question for Wayne Filkins. The next question is by Virginia Grant, submitted on May 5th. And she asks, how do narcissists control empathic people? And so, empaths and narcissists, how do they control them? They control them because empaths are known to have big hearts. They're very kind. They're very empathetic. They're sensitive and compassionate. They have all the characteristics and the personality of someone the narcissist long to be. The narcissist, they don't know what it feels like to be an empath. So what they do is pretend to be one. But pretending to be one only lasts for so long, because we know the narcissists, they wear masks, and once you do something that the narcissists hate, you'll start to see the mask slip. And so that's how they end up controlling an empath. Because, people like us, we just love people. And to be open-hearted and kind to everyone, sometimes we assume that we're going to get that back by just treating them that way. But you can't change anybody, and you for sure can't change a narcissist. And so that's how they're kind of able to manipulate empaths and brainwash them and make them believe things about them that's just not true. I hope that answered the question. Next question is by Ronnie Rowe. And they asked this question on May 6th. How can you prepare yourself for narcissistic hoovering tactics? You can prepare yourself after knowing that the person is a narcissist. When you find out they're a narcissist, like in my situation, I wouldn't give her the room to hoover me, because I would stay clear of her, and she knew that there was like this line, there was a boundary, and she just knows she couldn't cross that line anymore. She would try, but she would never succeed. And so first of all, you just have to set the boundary for the narcissist, and you have to be stern, and it has to be like this understanding that you two have between you. Like the narcissist, they know how to play mind games, but you're smarter than them once you figure out who they are. So now they're just left with coming up with different ways to hoover you. And so they're not going to stop trying. And you just make sure you don't let your guard down and let them back in. I hope that answered the question for Ronnie Rowe.